All right, guys. Holy crap. Okay. So like I just this is like 2 to 3 hours past me finishing the game. And I was like, oh, I don't even know where to start. I I was told what I was told was that this game was divisive. What I was told is that there's a lot of hate and people who love the game. I have looked, holy schmuck, guys. I've looked about maybe 5, 10 videos now. They're like long videos. Okay, that sounds like a small sample size. They're long videos, and that it's still a skewed sample size about which side is more vocal. People hate this game. Holy mother. I did not know. I stayed away from a lot of this, okay? From the humans that I know. They didn't like the game. They had some problems with Abby. That's probably where the most bitterness came from. Holy crap, guys. Um, I don't think anything has changed my mind. I was pretty adamant about what I didn't like about the game, things I thought could be improved, what I liked about the game, yada yada, and I do still like everything. I'd like to give, let me see, I'm on my computer right now. I'd like to give like a personal shout out to someone who's very like minded. I felt everything that he said. Was it a Nathan Zed? I don't know if you guys don't feel bitter nor are like blinded by the joy of this game, one or the other. If you're just like, pragmatic, is that the right phrase? If you're just pragmatic, check out that video. I kind of adored his opinion piece on it. It's very similar to mine. Makes me sound narcissistic, but it was very refreshing because I went to Reddit. I guess that was my mistake, guys. Holy crap! I'm watching like what AP nerds right now. That's his channel. Like I haven't even gone through all of these, and I don't know, man. Reading the Reddits and Last of Us, and like some of these videos, like some guy offered like an entire rewrite. If you guys will know who I'm talking about now that I've said that. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a huge goggle for Abby. I get it, but it's borderline ignorant now. To say like she didn't do anything in her entire 10 hours, like, come on. Like, Abby didn't develop, Abby didn't change. Look, I am very rarely like a blind praiser for things, unless it's like super nostalgic shit for me, like Rush Hour, okay? And even then, I got people talking to me about how it's super racist movie, and I'm like, well, yeah, they don't know each other. They don't know each other's cultures. That's all they know about each other. One's black, one's Asian. Of course, you're gonna. I mean, you used to do that. Yeah, eat some food. Do a dance. The dance is cheesy. The food is cheesy, but that's how cultures get together. They like shit like that. No. Yeah, guys, this is just a post rant. I was kind of like in disbelief. I did not know this game had that much. I don't like using the phrase because it's the phrase to use, but toxicity. Holy crap. Man, okay, look, this is the truth. Most of the times when I don't like something, I usually don't hate it. Right? There's like okay, here's some, I don't know if it's even unpopular because no one's seen this crap, but like let's say Fresh. I didn't like did I even like Master? I don't remember if I really hated Master. I thought it was entertaining at some points. But like Fresh is probably the only thing I've like, wow, I really did not enjoy that. And you know what? Okay, this is a personal thing. But West Side Story, I recently saw that. I think that's Steven Spielberg. I recently saw that, and the thing is, like, I don't hear like endless praise for it. I know, like, if you like musicals, it's a musical. It's a very classic musical. But I watched it, I was like, I did, I didn't really like that. I don't even think I hated it. I feel like Fresh is probably the only thing I've like, wow, I'm so mad I just watched this and wasted my time. But yeah, most of the time, I don't know if it's just me. Like I want to watch this other guy video because I think he might cover, and I'm like I'm wondering if we're I don't even know. Soulmate sounds too romantic, but that's the only phrase I can think of. Wonder if we're soulmates, him and I, because we are super like minded. I want to know. I hope his other videos are just as good. But yeah, most of the time I don't like something. They're usually like beloved. Like Black Panther, I didn't really like Black Panther. The Batman is the most modern example I can think of. Shang-Chi, I'm Asian. People were like, "Oh, you don't like Shang-Chi? I see what you're trying to do, trying to be a special Asian." No, no, I don't know, man. Shang-Chi didn't work for me. A lot, some of it did. Some of it did. Again, I don't even hate it. But wow, this has got to be the first game I have ever played. I guess I don't know. I haven't played like I usually don't play a lot of games that have like this mainstream. Like I haven't played Red Dead 2, right? I'm going to, by the way. You know, all the games I just didn't play because I had no interest, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Red Dead 2, even like Final Fantasy 7. I think that's pretty big, right? That sounds so fucking dumb. The remake, at least, I've kept away from those kind of circles because I'm just not a huge like RPG playing fan, and I never played the original Final Fantasy 7. Okay, I'm getting off track, but holy crap, I don't know why. Like, am I disappointed? I think I'm just astounded. I'm astounded at like I knew people didn't like Abby, and I knew people didn't like the game, and I will agree. I will agree with some factors. Like obviously, yeah, structure problems. I still think it somehow ended up working, as jarring and like as like odd as it was. It somehow worked. Like I don't think I would have been able to connect with each individual character's, like, I think it would have felt better as a game and story, and yet not have the intended effect, right? You know what I mean? Like, because we spent so long individually with Ellie and then individually with Abby, we got to connect with both of their characters. I still think some of the side characters are weak, but I do think they function the way they're supposed to. I will not ever agree that that was a proper, like, I think it's okay for Joel to die, but I would never agree that that was the proper execution for him to die. And I'm not even talking about the golf club. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's about him getting flanked from seven motherfucking sides because he just walks in the center of the room with his only partner, Tommy, his brother, all across the room. It's like, this should end well for us. I will always agree with that. I do think, yeah, like if I think endings can just ruin a movie, of course beginnings can ruin a movie too, right? But the thing is, like, you got more time to fix a beginning, and I felt like I liked Abby. I think that's the biggest crime here. I liked Abby. This guy, I like that he said it, and it's exactly what I've been complaining about. At the same time, I thought that's why I was complaining about it, because it was so on the nose. Like, I get it. She's like Ellie, her father's like Joel. We're all having our individual stories. I got that. Man, I don't even know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about it because no one's gonna talk with me about this, and I don't want to do online talk because apparently there's no joy to be found there. Like, honestly, I was just like, okay, I don't know if I can watch the rest of these videos or read any more posts because it's making me ugly. Everyone's coming off as pure Abby. um, I like the game. I even think I kind of love it. Like, and I don't know if it's because I know it's pissed off so many people. I hope that's not the reason. But like, with the way this guy like talked about it, it was true. Like, I feel like this game was just epic, and I understand. Yeah, it's miserable. I still believe, like as this guy said, I still believe the ending was kind of hopeful in the way that I'm alive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have my fucking fingers. Might have to start playing, you know, three only triads on piano. But I thought the ending, like even this ending, like this picture, they made it a hopeful picture, and I do like this idea about them finding peace and figuring out that revenge was not the way they want. They could find peace. Like, I do adore some of these things. I haven't even, I'm not even finished with watching this, but I feel like I just played like more of the game because I was still in the universe just with other people's thoughts on it. Holy crap, man. So bitter. It's like, it's not even sad. It's just like, wow. Whoa. People hated this thing. I don't want to like toot my own horn because some of the Let's Plays I've been watching, they are more or less enjoying this. Again, I'm wondering if like the analytical videos are only just the negative crowd, and that's just it's kind of like a Yelp review. You know, the people who want to be mean and say something about it, they go for it, which is fine. If you have something, you know, what's the word? Critical? Whatever. You have some proper criticism, yeah, go for it. Um, I'm not hearing proper criticism, guys. It's almost like my thing. Here's another unpopular opinion. I didn't like Turning Red. Has nothing to do with relatability. It has to do with one of the most boring things I've ever, the most boring, childish things, and I thought it was ugly too. That didn't help. Like, I was like, damn, there is a good story. Then there's some good ideas in here, but wow, do I hate watching this movie. Like stuff like that. Like, am I in the minority or majority? Like, I'm kind of curious about that. I'm like oddly worried because I don't care, but at the same time, I didn't think I would be in it. You know what I mean? It's like All right, well, here's like a weird thing to compare it to. Like when I grew up, I thought I was one of the majority Asians. And then I found out no one knows what the fuck I am. They're like, "What is that? Where's the country?" Oh, well, we don't have a country. Are you guys real? And I was like, yeah, we're a nomadic tribe. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I hope I catch on to some more positive vids, and they don't even need to be. I hope they're not blind positive. Like I'm gonna be sad. Okay, look. I was expecting, which I did get some like liberal kind of talks. I was expecting people like Abby, like looks like a guy, but she has a female face because they didn't want to put a man in here, and I was just like, Abby been training for like 4 years straight. I mean, I worked out for like a month once, and I was like, my arms are large. I look like a man. Okay, 4 years. I've never been consistent in my life, which that's completely different issue. But yeah, watching again, I'm like, I don't want to say everything I already said in the last rant. This is like a post rant, just because I'm so appalled and I need some sort of way to vent. Because obviously my dad don't play video games. He doesn't give a fuck. My brother plays video games, but more like that Overwatch Brawlhalla kind of lane. So he doesn't give a fuck. The only people who seem to give a fuck, and I'm gonna say like that every time. I'm sorry I'm cursing so much, are the people who hate this game. I'm hearing the term misery porn thrown around. I can't really disagree with that. I do think, yeah, there's a lot of suffering in here. I saw people bring up Old Boy, even Grave of the Fireflies. Now, I don't like Grave of the Fireflies too much. That's another unpopular opinion. But I do really like Old Boy. And this is the thing. Like, I've seen a lot of movies like old, not a lot, but okay, maybe a lot. I've seen a lot of movies like Old Boy. And like, I get it. I understand, like, when you watch something, it's just like, it's just loss and loss and loss, which is what this game really felt like. Yeah, again, I told you, the missing fingers and the broken guitar sound broke my heart. But like that's the tone. That's like the tone of this world. Like it's always kind of been like that. That's why the action feels realistically horrifying, right? Like I don't know, was there any it was like cool but horrifying. There was never like a cool like if someone did like a martial arts karate kick in here, it's the same way I can watch martial arts movies. When people are like, that's not real fighting. And I was like, did you is did someone tell you it was? Did what gave it away? The backflip he does in the middle of the fight when and he kicks the sword in the air and catches the gun. When he kicked, what's that line from Fraser? Guns are useless against the man who can kick really high. But wow, holy crap! I'm kind of super happy. Like I don't do this on purpose. It's just because I have the way I play games, the way I watch things, everything that I do it to a horribly obsessive level, right? Like Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan just finished its fourth season, part two, final season, part two, whatever the hell. And I haven't seen it, and I want to. I do. My brother wanted me to watch it while it was still going. I was like, yeah, I would have, but I'm just not interested in watching an ongoing show, right? Because I kind of like to speed through my stuff. So I want to watch something that's complete. And now I'm a little pissed because apparently that's not even the last part. There's a part three. When the hell are okay? You know what? If Last of Us has a part three, that would be the second time I've seen a part three of like a show series thing, not just a trilogy, but a part three. Like if Dune does that, I'll be very like, is this our new thing? We're not doing part one and part two of a final movie. We're doing three parts. Why are you calling it parts? How long are movies gonna get? But that's fine. The hell is I going with it? Yeah, I'm kind of glad I stayed away from this game. My friends are nice. They didn't spoil for me. I told them I didn't want to play the game. They got me the game. You can pick wherever they are on that scale. Um, but wow, like, this game. I don't know. Is this still in the spotlight? Like, I haven't looked at like the dates that these videos are uploaded. I know it's getting like bargain bins and like it is lowering in prices, so maybe it's getting like a semi resurgence. But I just feel like the first game was so great the way it was. Like that's a perfect game, right? And I feel like if you liked, which most of the people did, love the first one, unless you were trying to be really, really cool and special. Okay, I don't mean to say that you can't like the first game. It's just that the people who I had to talk to who were like, "Oh, that game sucks. It's so overrated." they didn't have any good reasons why. Like they would compliment it to death, but then like still like attack it. And I was like, you realize overrated is not an insult all the time. It just means people have reasons for liking it, and there's a lot of people, right? But no, like I get it. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you love the first one, you're probably playing the second one, and you're probably playing it as soon as possible. So that's got to have been like 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, one of those. Um, I am kind of glad I dodged it the most. And as I've said, like with Attack on Titan, even like other animes, like I just stopped watching anime for a long time, like around Angel Beats and Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan. I didn't catch Attack on Titan until like way later. I was about to say, like, should I call it the Japanese title? Would that be better? It's like it's even longer and more disgusting to say out of my mouth. Um, but yeah, like I feel like I saved myself to have like a more honest opinion of the game. Um, I'm kind of thankful. Okay, see, I was talking about how I wanted to watch more men play. I don't know if this is the case, but it does seem like collectively, at least the clips that I saw used to collectively attack Abby were all from men. I'm pretty sure there's some women in there. I'm not doubting that. They brought up some big names, so I'm sure they just brought up like popular people hating Abby, and that's fine. That's okay. But I don't want to experience that. I don't want to like be people think I'm toxic and bitter. I understand that. When I have nothing nice to say about something, I go. Okay, I get it. But I'd like to believe I'm still objective. Like if there is something positive about something, I will let you know. And I don't know. I don't know. Like the crazy bitterness that I just like read and like heard and watched. Wow, guys. Holy mother hell. Is there another game like that? I can't think of another game because like I knew Last of Us is huge, but like God of War didn't upset people. Spider-Man, I'm trying to think like all the big positive games. Did any of the, like has there been another game like this that has upset people like to like pure hatred? Like even like Assassin's Creed comes to mind, and I feel like people only hate it because there's just so much of it, right? Like I don't feel like they made like a jarring story decision, give or take maybe. The third one, which is technically the second one, right? You know, you guys know what I mean, right? The one that finishes, maybe the third one is that one. The one that finishes Ethan. I don't know his name. The one that changes your protagonist. Um, yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna do this. I just need to talk, guys, because like I'm going insane. Like that going through Reddit was horrible, but I'm kind of thankful because I found that one video and that was like a godsend. Like, whoa, this guy's like treating it like he doesn't hate it. Like he's not holding this game at gunpoint as he talks about it. Or let's say people like me who enjoyed it, yeesh. Again, like I don't know, like I I wanted kind of both. The thing is I don't need toxicity or blindness. I would just like objectivity. I think it could be yeah, objective and still have like a leaning side. I clearly lean on the I liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to be just like unnecessary, which, you know, sequels are unnecessary at its core, especially when your first game has a perfect ending. But no, I thought this was a lot of like stuff for Ellie to go through. Are they calling her static? I mean, I want to say she's static. I get why they would say she's static because again, her motivation's so simple, but she does let Abby live at the end and she finds like her different kind of peace. Man, yeah, I'm kind of thankful that the Let's Plays I've been semi skimming, like I can't remember the other names. Like I feel bad. It's a lot of women, but it's because again, I feel like YouTube recommends me girl gamers because I don't watch a lot of Let's Plays and like once I found Mars, it just kind of stuck there. And I know she's not getting it. She, you know what? Maybe I don't know how bitter Reddit is as a collective. I always assume like, cause like I've been on TikTok as well, and I was like, I don't like TikTok comments, but only like when that subject's there, because I know people, you know, they're bitter, so they hunt for other things to be bitter about. Like it's okay. It's Abby. You can feed it. Just keep feeding it until you one day get over it and develop as a character. Um, yeah. So Mars's play, I mean, she's enjoying it from what I can tell, give or take, like, you know, dogs and death. Um, but I'm happy that most of the people I watched them and they're into the game. Um, wow, like I was not okay. Again, I was hearing phrases like divisive, and I'm sure that's a fulfilled definition. I believe I just haven't. I have not reached a lot of these positive ideals, man. Like this negative side is much more popular and vocal because that's all my YouTube search engine is getting. Um, and I don't know, like nothing positive to say, not even like a little bit. Like again, Abby, I don't think she's like the worst thing here. Honestly, if we talk about really shitty characters, I think David still takes the crown. um, and again, I wonder. I don't know if it's a gender thing, but I do wonder if women were a little more receptive towards Abby, since it does seem I want to say because I just haven't seen the guys. Maybe there's one guy who kind of like got it, which I don't understand how you couldn't get it about how like parallel, Ellie and Abby were. Man, and some people are like, "Hey, Ellie, I can't." It's, okay, I'm tired of this idea that characters need to be likable, give or take their situation. All right. Like obviously, like Breaking Bad. Another unpopular opinion is that I did not like Breaking Bad. I heard all these amazing things about the Walter White guy who descends into his pride and power, and I was just like, he's an asshole. He's like really mean. Calls everyone stupid. He's always like this smart guy. He just didn't get what he wanted in the very beginning. The most his character change is not his attitude, it's his cancer. Let's be honest here. In saying that, if it helps you guys a little more, I love Better Call Saul. Why? Because my favorite characters from Breaking Bad, it was Saul, Mike, and a little bit Fringo. Gustavo Fring. Ah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Those were kind of my favorite characters, and I felt like they all had to bend into the will of Walter White so they could lose and be dumb. Um, where was I going with this? Yes, I don't like Ray. I actually have not seen the second and third Star Wars movies. This is not a popular opinion whatsoever. I know that a lot of people don't like Ray, unless I am in the minority, and in that case, I'm bad. But from what I heard here, again from men, I don't thought a lot of. I don't think females are. I don't know, not the females I'm talking to. They don't watch Star Wars, but they're very happy Ray is there, of course, right? Um, I don't like Ray. I saw the first movie and I was like, what? You lost? Like, she's doing a lot of cool stuff. She didn't give up the robot. What? She drives better than him. Okay, all right. I see where we're going. I see what we're doing. That's fine. But she's super likable from what I hear, right? She's a super likable, pretty person. She's cool, she's strong, yada yada yada. She's that trope of a female that we have nowadays. Um, but my problem is this. I watched Rogue One, and I'm not really a big Star Wars fan, so I watched Rogue One, and it was only until like I really like like maybe just the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, it's not a Star Wars movie, it's a war movie. This is very different from like the what's the first movie called, The Force Awakens, and I didn't know that people did not like Jin, and this is what I got, which I thought was super weird. This is just what I read. You guys prove me. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. They were talking about how Jin is like such a bitter little kid. Like what a bitter child compared to Ray. And I was like, Ray should have been bitter. She's like broken, poor. But they really attuned that story to her to make her like this adventurous, joyful, all kind person. Whereas Jin lost her parents in the war. She's like basically branded like this child of the Death Star creator, right? Is that not like the case? You know, is she not allowed to be bitter? I'm hearing like weird logical takes on things in this game. Like they're getting nitpicky to a point where I was like, I'm nitpicky and I can like at least let this one go. Right? I'm literally feeling like I'm watching Cinema Sins, which used to be fun. And then it just they started getting like putting so much effort into like negativity. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was like early on. Like I didn't even know their videos were as long as they are. I was super surprised. I was like, whoa, dude, these guys used to be like 5 minutes or less, or even like less than that. I don't know. Like it used to be short. These things are like full now, right? Um, which is why I kind of fell in love with Cinema Wins when he covered like a movie where I was like, I don't like that movie at all. He covered it and I was like, I wish more people would talk like that. Like in a way where I like don't agree with your like final opinion whether you like it or not because I just don't like it. But at least you can like speak your mind and convince me otherwise. Like okay, I can see what you're talking about. That's good. But yeah, see, like I actually like the game, and I was kind of because I liked the game. I said maybe love. I forget if I said I kind of liked it. I liked it a lot. Um, it was interesting. There was a lot of interesting stuff that they did in here because I don't remember the last time like Warrior comes to mind. The movie with MMA with I don't know the other guy, Joel Edgerton and what's his name? Oh my god, I'm about to say Tom Hanks and that's just wrong because I know his character's name is Tommy. Ah, screw it. You guys know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. That kind of movie. Or even like Naruto. Screw it. Okay, Naruto's not as clean. I'm trying to think of something that's actually really good and clean. Warrior comes to mind. Like, this is the first time I played a game and it felt like Warrior. Where I was like, I don't want anyone to win this one. Like, I like both of my characters. I'm fine with whoever wins, but at the same time, it's like, I know there's going to be a loss in that final bout. I don't know. Some of the thoughts I have heard for why people don't like this game, obviously, I agree with some of them. But some of them just like purely hate Abby or like they talk about and it's weird. Okay, so I had heard that they try to make you like characters. Now, I thought that was about Dina because I felt like they were really sticking me with Dina, and I did end up liking her. I thought she was fine. I just didn't like love her the way I felt like they were trying to make me like she's so competent and pregnant. I don't know. Maybe that's where I lost her. But I didn't know they were doing that for Abby. Like, how do you make someone like Abby because she plays with dogs? Like, don't villains always have like a cat? This is so stupid, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I didn't know like that's where people thought the manipulation was. I mean, I was still bitching about Abby, and it had nothing to do with Joel. It was like, why is she sometimes mean? Why is she so mean? And you guys know the word I want to use, but I'm gonna try to sound. I'll use that every once in a while, but I don't want to use it as like a really descriptive adjective because I feel like that's gonna be too insulting. Um, but yeah, they made her like really mean. Like none of her friends were like completely like they were always arguing. She had like a lot of conflict to Owen. I thought she was really natural. Whereas Dina, did Dina do anything but be pregnant at a certain point? If anything, the only reason why I didn't like Dina is because it took her like until the end of the game to like beg. And she didn't even really beg, but she begged as much as they let women beg nowadays. Yeah, she like begged Ellie to stay, just stay with me and stay with our son. And I just felt sorry for her in a good way. It's like I like it. I don't like it, but when characters are like super pathetic, I don't know how to say it. That doesn't sound like it's so negative. The negative connotation around that word, it makes me sad because they come off really realistic. Like they say things, do things. Yeah, that I'm like backtracking, but someone was attacking the logic of like Ellie so conveniently loses the map because what she killed a pregnant woman and so she doesn't remember to pick up her map. I'm like, well, yeah, I killed a pregnant woman. I won't remember that I need to pee, okay? Like nothing else matters in this like little moment. Like I understand that was the impact they were going for. It didn't really work for me. Because I just wanted them to do it in a little bit different way where it felt like Ellie was making more of a bad decision, rather than defending herself and then just accidentally, pregnant. A woman was trying to stab her. Of course, I'm going to stab her back. When she reveals her stomach, be like, well, you tried to stab me. It wasn't like you weren't trying to stab me. you just two of y'all were trying to stab me. That's horrible, guys. I love that people are making jokes about the golfing thing, but when no one's making jokes about the pregnant woman, okay, I see where our lines are. um, Man, I don't know because I feel like I already covered a lot of stuff. The only thing that was really new because it feels like a weird extension of the game. I don't think I'm going to have this for any other game. I'll be super surprised if I do, but this is true that I just haven't been playing like these really mainstream games. I'm just not interested in playing. I wasn't interested in playing, and plus I had like Bloodborne was probably like the last like main. Maybe not just Bloodborne. Like I have been playing them more and more as I've been doing the Let's Plays, right? I did kind of start off with like Yakuza, and I know that got popular as I was playing it. Like I didn't realize I was like, oh, Yakuza's popular now. Is that why like everyone's talking about this goddamn chicken? Like I don't know if that's why I want it to be popular, but I mean there it is. And then no one played 6. It's like I only saw Yakuza 0 get covered. But you know what? Screw it. I'm still ready to play Yakuza 7, guys. Oh man, I hope it's good. Yeah, I just have not been playing like mainstream stuff. And like movies, like, oh man, I know I'm mostly on like the losing end of movies in terms of like I just don't love a lot of this Marvel stuff. Like even like not Marvel stuff, maybe just superhero in general. Like I haven't seen The Boys, but people have been telling me to watch it. They said it's a unique take on superheroes because they're not really superheroes. Really, you've never seen anything like it. As they said, since Kick-Ass, I swear. Or even Watchmen. I don't know which one came first, but they've been saying that for years. I think I like Kick-Ass. It's okay. That's most of my thoughts on these movies that are like ridiculously praised. Um, and then what's the other? Yeah, Invincible. Oh, guys, I know it's like wrong, and the thing is, like, I did not know that thing was gonna become so popular with that stupid meme. Good job, you guys used it very well, but yeah, I'm not very a meme person. If that's not obvious right now, I didn't care for it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was weird how everyone was defending how it's not just the violence, and I was like, but it kind of is. Like that's a part of the. It's like Last of Us violence is part of its character. Like you're kind of expecting it if you know what I mean. Like I get that you're trying to say it's not gratuitous. I get that you're saying that there's more to it, and there is more to it. I'm not saying that's the part I don't like. I don't give a crap about the gore though. It was really gory and like I can't really show it to a lot of people with eyeballs popping and everything. Um, but yeah, I didn't really like that. What I'm getting at is that I don't do a lot of mainstream games. Not until like recently. Persona 5 kind of has a good following. Bloodborne. Like I started to get into it a little more because I'm starting to play the games that I didn't buy. Right? I haven't bought a lot of games. I'm still, roughly PS2 and PS3 in, and now I'm playing like Game Boy Advance games because I got an Aaron Burnick, right? I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duels of the Souls, guys. I am not playing a lot of mainstream things. I'm very distant, right? Give or take like Spider-Man, God of War, like of course I was gonna rock those. But man, I'm back to this idea. Like, has any other game pissed people off like this much? I feel like I have not experienced that, and I know I've been away from it. That's the thing. I've been away from like a lot of modern games, but wow, I was just super surprised. Like I knew there'd be like I hate Abby, but I thought it'd be staying around the good gameplay, shit story. I thought I'd be staying around there, but no, no, man. I didn't even know some of the crimes Abby was supposed to be accused of. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Small argument here. I thought this was really weird that people call her like a sociopath because she's like killing wolves like kind of quickly. And I was like, but she doesn't give a shit about wolves. She gives a shit about her friends. Her friends just happen to be wolves. When Isaac says that Owen's about to get executed, she already semi defects from there. She was like, "No, I'm going to protect Owen." Um, and then people were like, "But they all know her." I was like, "But they said she's the top soldier." Of course, you know the top soldier. Edge of Tomorrow comes to mind. She's the top soldier. She's the Full Metal bitch. Everyone knows her. She doesn't know any of these other people. They respect her, not the other way around. But yeah, see, I don't want to talk about the game now. Now I'm only talking about stuff around it, and it's like even dumber thinking about that. I'll try to go for an hour. I don't know if I can ramble for an hour. Yes, I can. But yeah, I don't know. I don't hate Abby. I get that there's some errors. I mean, I know you're not supposed to like Abby when you start off, and like I didn't like her, of course, but I didn't hate her. Like I assumed she had a reason for doing what she did. I was kind of thinking it was gonna be a little larger than life. A lot of like at least there's one rewrite I heard has like a very larger than life plot, which I was like, it's always a possibility if it was gonna be like super Ellie immunity focused, which I was kind of surprised it really wasn't. It really had nothing to do with that. It completely had to do with one thing, which was the other option, because either it was all about Ellie or it was all about Joel. Okay, and it was basically all about Ellie because of all about Joel. The last thing that Joel did in Last of Us with the Fireflies was the catalyst for what happened in this game, which makes sense. Like Zack Snyder can do this. An event that happens in your previous game should kind of drive the second one. Honestly, I would have been perfectly fine if Ellie and Joel were just like not seen again. Like I would have been sad, of course. But like I think Abby's story works just fine on its own. But I mean, it was sad, watching Ellie go through this entire journey and end up the way she did. But again, I still saw it as hopeful. Like I think that's what they were going for. It's miserable, but like okay. Like people brought up Old Boy. Old Boy is more miserable. Okay, I felt so bad because again, I'm not like this. I can watch something that's just so depressing and still find like, how do I feel about this? What do I think about this? Like, what did this movie do for me that apparently it doesn't love its characters enough to do? Like this, like Logan. I actually did not like. I like Logan as a movie, but what I don't like is that it's the send off for Wolverine, and it was just weird because people are like going crazy because they okay. This is what I don't like when people are lying to me. They were like, this is the first time Wolverine is like bitter and alone and isolated, and he's an anti-hero. Like he just doesn't want to be a hero. I was like, what are you talking about? Every movie he's basically like that. The only time he's not like that is Days of Future Past. I swear to God. Every other movie he's a drunk, alone, bitter, angry, memory loss person. Am I crazy? Is that not that's not his like his character? And people are like saying it's such a different take. It was a different take for Professor X, and that's probably why I didn't like it. Okay. Yo, yo, if you dislike this game for its treatment of its characters, for beloved characters, you gotta be somewhat bitter as a mother fudge towards Logan and the treatment of those characters, okay? But I guess Logan had a very directly hopeful ending, like a very obvious this is not the end ending, okay? This one a lot more subtle, very quiet, guys. Like this, the climax of this is so quiet, and like yeah, like this other guy said, I thought it was kind of perfect. Like I thought it could have ended sooner. Like the length of this game is insane. Maybe again, maybe I'm just not used to it, but it feels like the story was not meant for this length. Um, I could have been happy with it ending with Ellie having everything, but again, she traded it. Like at the very end, she traded it again. She traded it the first time, and that was my problem. I didn't feel like there was a trade in the beginning. Um, and I maybe that wasn't supposed to be the case. I thought she was gonna trade Dina more and more, but Dina kept on surviving, and somehow we lost Jesse. She didn't trade Tommy. She actually didn't lose anything, right? That first time around, she was losing, parts of herself, but she had Dina. Like she lost Jesse, but like Jesse was not a big factor anyway. The way they showcased him, he was there. Tommy was there. He was alive. We got him back. She didn't lose anything until she decided to trade it once more because the peace that she had found was not peaceful enough. Right? She was still suffering. She had her chance and she failed Joel. She failed herself. And yeah, I love that. Yeah, like the other guy brought up the fact that like her torturing of Joel is emotional while Abby's was physical. And yeah, I still think it would have been really nice to like connect their nightmares. I will say, though I understand it, I think the piece that Abby found was like she's not an asshole. Like she's a little bit, but she's not like the monster that she was capable of being. She's not only that monster. She saved these two kids, and it was kind of like almost a cheap cop out, but that's how sometimes people work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I failed math, but I got an A in history, right? You know what I mean? And like, yeah, when they can't do one thing, or at least they want to see if they could do one thing, it like alleviates crimes of the past, right? I mean, yeah, a lot of people are bringing, I mean, people who are thinking, people brought up how Joel's done a lot of stuff, but because he's gonna choose the light, gonna choose hope and love and like family and Ellie, he can like live that way. And like of course his past came back to haunt him the way it should. And Abby's came back to haunt her too. I like that idea too that people have said. I don't know if I fully believe in this, but they said the only reason why Abby lived, right, was because like they were semi rewarded for sparing them, right? Owen, not so much, but Owen, if we're gonna trace it all the way back, they traced it back to Abby. Abby let Ellie live, so Ellie came to hunt down Abby, but Abby was gonna die anyway, and Ellie basically saved her. That's fine. That's a little coolio, like, hey, it worked. Um, yeah, man, I've been hearing like a lot of people like talk about logic, and I don't know. Like, I understand. I don't know if these are the people who are like, complaining about why did she run upstairs? Why didn't she just use her cell phone? Again, I feel like writers understand these things. They should. Most of the time they do. But like the small one is why didn't Ellie just shoot Abby while she was up, strung up, and I was like, because she's strung up, that's not Abby. That's a strung up, shaved, weak figure. I want to kill Abby. You guys understand what I mean by that, right? I'm like, um, but yeah, there's a lot of weird things because then they will reach in and out of like what's it? Then I forgot the word. Ludo narrative dissonance. Is that the phrase? As how about like Ellie's like a heartless psycho. Why can't she kill Abby if she killed all those other people? Again, it's a give or take if you understand the genre. But from my understanding is that none of those are Abby. They don't matter. They're just in the way, right? I don't understand why people think that humans are always humans all the time. That sounds messed up. But I'm being honest. Like in a moment, like roles and status are dynamic and fluid, right? Someone breaks into your house. You don't think about their kids. You think someone broke into your house. That's his entire identity. You shoot him or whatever you do, then you find out that was your brother. I don't know. It's just something, you know what I mean? Like identities keep on changing like that. Ellie's able to slice through these people because they're just people trying to hunt her and they're in the way. Ellie, what's her name? Abby. Abby's allowed to kill all these soldiers because they're soldiers. They're not people. They're not her friends. She could have killed some of her friends. She wouldn't have known. But she killed a bunch of soldiers. That's what happened. That's the identity that they have, right? Um, I don't know. Some of the complaints I'm hearing about are like very, very. What's the word? Mm, they're petty. Some of them are petty. Not all of them. Not all of them. I like. I just kind of wish I got more objective people, right? Um, because a lot of them are just mad. They're very mad, and it's like it's very clear how mad they are. And I get it. I understand. I think there's some things to be mad about. I get it. I didn't get too mad. I was disappointed with. I'm really. I think Joel is the biggest thing. Just in turn, not even him dying, just him getting surrounded and not going out like he should be going out. Um, but again, that's how you set it. That's how they set up the game. I think they could have done that better. I think there's a lot of scenes they could have executed better. Um, yeah, I've already complained there wasn't enough Joel. I would have liked a lot more Joel, but I liked it. Like again, when I think about it, like I don't know, there's just this weird aspect of people saying I don't know. Was it trying to be deeper? Is it like a deep thing? When I think about deep things, I think about like maybe Inception. Like maybe I think about like higher concepts. Not even like what's the other one? His other one, Tenet. Like I don't even think about Tenet being like deep. I think it's like complex if you don't get it. But like Inception to me was deep, right? I don't even think Interstellar was deep. It's again, it's complex if you don't understand it. But like at its core, it's like it's love. Like yeah, love. And like little takes on humanity, complex. I don't know. I when I think about complexity in here, I think about like how revenge was kind of faced, right? Because I'm hearing like these ideas. I don't like them. That they're like some of my favorite revenge stories. Old Boy being one of them. They're very unique takes on revenge, right? Like, and you know what? Yeah, let me go back to that. So when I watched Old Boy with my brother, I was under the impression because he was like at a proper age that I thought showing him Old Boy was gonna be okay, and he finished it, and like I think he said he liked it, but at the same time he was like, "Fucking hate like life right now." I was like, "Wait, why?" Because that was so depressing. I watched like 2 hours of that shit, and it was so fucking depressing. And I was like, I get that, guys. I do. I think I don't want to say I'm numb to it. Doesn't make me sound any better. It's either numb or mature. You pick which adjective you want from me. Um, but again, for this one, I thought it was still a little bit hopeful. I really did. Because I don't know, it's the way yeah, the other guy brought up the moth. The moth are driven to like lights. I liked it. Trying to think about what else to talk about. I was just so surprised. I'm hoping. I kind of want to watch more Let's Plays to see some positive energy. Maybe that's where all the positive energy is. I don't want it to be blind. I don't like blind positivity as much as I hate rampant negativity. I just want people who are like actually experiencing the game in real time without like who are like walling themselves off. Like of course, look, if you don't like Abby and you just really don't like Abby, like that's what I'm saying. You think they're trying to manipulate you into liking her. Like Abby was so freaking normal. The only thing she did that was like really out there was kill Joel, basically. You know what I mean? Like Like people are talking about how Ellie is like even worse now. It's like again, Ellie's allowed to be mad. She just lost her father. Good lord. There's like she's not the same likable kid. Yeah, in the first one she had a father. Do you recognize how every time she had a father, give or take, post knowing the Fireflies were all slaughtered by Joel, did you recognize how she was like a happy, joyful child? And it wasn't just because of the flashbacks, though that definitely helped. Like she was still making jokes. She was talking with Dina about life they wanted. She was quieter, but she had just realized that her life was supposed to be something more. Oh yeah, I'm hearing about that too. I'm hearing this weird idea that Ellie would not have wanted to die. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think she wanted to die. I think again, it has to do like it's the same thing and yet it's different. She doesn't want to die. She wants to save the people. It's just unfortunate that those are the same thing, but there's a driven factor, right? A driving factor to one of them. I believe Ellie clearly asked Joel and said she was waiting for her turn because she got bit and Riley died when she got bit, but Ellie did not. She said, "I'm waiting for my turn," right? And don't get me wrong, I fully support Joel trying to. Joel is gonna let her survive. Again, there's no right or wrong. Joel didn't want to murder all the humans. He wanted to save Ellie. It's all about like perspective. They're still the same things, but character-wise, they're about perspective. I'm hearing her argument was that she thought she was gonna be able to leave the Fireflies right after, and I was like, well, she didn't know that. That's why, again, I do think a lot of this would still happen, but have more drama to it. I do fully believe Ellie would have been fine with sacrificing herself. It would never would have happened because Joel is a factor. But yeah, she would have been fine. Not fine, but she would have made the sacrifice to die because she knows that, like as Marlene said, it's bigger than all of them. And you can be like, no, like the way I believe that, right? Because she says her life doesn't matter. I'm like, nah, it's bullshit. Like you're dumb if you think that. Like your life matters. You got like people who give a shit. Okay, um, but I get it. When you think about a different scale of life and you cannot fulfill it, your goals, whatever, yeah, I can understand how you'd be a little more depressed and quieter. Um, oh man, I really dug the game. I do think everything that I have complaints about, I have those same complaints, but they don't ruin the thing overall for me. I really thought I was going to get a little more mind changed because I wasn't looking for negative reviews. I literally searched up Last of Us review. I got Jeremy Johnson. That was kind of fun. I get his complaints, especially with this spoiler review, but I mostly agree with a lot of the things that he said, give or take. Again, hate towards Abby. I get it. If you don't like Abby, that is half, if not more, of the game, right? But for me, I connected with both, and I was like worried, and I played it because again, I think as that's the difficulty of being like a game. Like you can't make someone do something they didn't want to do. As I said, like if you can like I don't even want to bring it up. Never mind, I don't want to bring it up. But you have to want to do these things. You have to like connect with your character, right? If you get some person who doesn't want to kill anybody and plays a game like this, what the hell are they gonna do? Right? At a certain point, you are just connecting and you're wearing the skin of your character. Um, and that's what I did for Abby. Even though, of course, I didn't want to kill Ellie. I would have been really sad if like we killed Ellie because I played well. Like, what kind of reward is that? But yeah, it was kind of nasty watching like people get Abby killed in multiple ways, throwing her off buildings and like letting Ellie murder her in a bunch of ways. And I was like, okay, you're I don't know. I don't know if you can say you have that gamer spirit if you're so disinclined. And it's funny because they were talking about how like they hated killing all the dogs. Like then don't kill the dogs. It's gonna make the game a lot harder, but don't kill the dogs. Me, those dogs coming after me. They're not attacking me. That's not happening. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It was sad. I hope the next game. Again, I think Final Fantasy VII is gonna be my next game. I don't think that game was really divisive in any way. I don't think of any other game. What was another game that was divisive? I don't know if I should be like happy or sad about that. Like most of the time, if something's actually divisive, it's because it's trying out something different and new, right? This one definitely did that. I can't think of another game where I played like the villain and it was like actually past the point of the villain story, right? Where it's the reverse. It's the reverse of the Dark Knight, right? You either die a villain or you live long enough to see yourself become a little better. um, yeah, I was hearing these weird complaints about how like the revenge story doesn't work because they try to get you to sympathize with Abby. And I was like, simple revenge stories don't work. It's like I don't like watching westerns because I know exactly kind of what to expect. Like the only western I like, I guess Logan kind of counts as one, right? Like westerns have like this moving, oh my god, energy to them. What's the other one? No Country for Old Man. Like that's the only kind of like westerns I can like because they're feel different, but they still have, you know, aspects. Like I can still enjoy them. I just know what I'm getting. It's like a war movie. I don't watch a lot of war movies because I kind of get a lot of the themes that are usually going to be in there, right? And the way that they shoot everything, the way politics are going to run in there, which see who's the evil person at this time. I do agree with some of the very few people that I can find who say that this game did try something new in terms of its narrative. And I think it's a little bit sloppy. I'm not going to disagree with that. There's some bad parts. I really can't justify the Joel thing except for the fact that it happened so early. You just have to accept that bullcrap and then see what the rest of the game has. Right? That's why again, I feel like beginnings can hurt a film, but endings can break them because one's just a setting off point. Almost done, guys. I'm so sorry. This is nothing. Like no one's gonna give a crap about this. I'm trying to get all my thoughts together. Um, man, I do feel bad for Ellie. Yeah, a lot of people got hung up, and I did too on her losing the fingers. Like she like they said like she can't connect with her father anymore, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't. I would semi say it like that, but again, that's something that she traded to do something that wasn't worth it, right? Um, but yeah, I get it. I get that some people just can't watch things that are just so damaging to the soul. I get it. I don't know. Again, either mature or numb. You can pick whatever adjective, but I'm fine with it. I've just seen so many things, and like, don't get me wrong. I've already said I don't want to ever play this crap again. Like, I don't want to experience all of that. But that's just the journey that this cold kind of game went through, and that's kind of how the first game was, right? I feel like we evolved that, which I guess maybe that's the problem because keep on evolving the suffering. I forgot like how hurt people were when Sarah died. Um, a lot of people were like flinching when they saw like David get his head chopped, and they were just kind of like, "Oh, please don't show," because they were like, "It's Last of Us, they're gonna show," and they actually did it. And I was like, "Oh wow, it's actually a little more haunting with just seeing the blade like that." But yeah, when Sarah died, people were like, I don't remember hearing too much about it. I just remember it really surprised people. And for me, I thought it was interesting because I controlled her. That's where I felt the big difference. I was like, wow, I just controlled this character and she's dead. Like, I don't know. There was something really odd. Like I don't remember doing that in like another game. And if I have, it's been a very long time. But that's what I was thinking. Like they were doing something with the narrative and the gameplay aspects that was just really interesting. And I felt like they kind of didn't here. I wish it was a little more connected. Um, but yeah, by the end of it, like I still think it was ballsy as hell because again, I think you kind of understood that some people are just not gonna like Abby. She killed Joel. Like you can't take that away. You can. It's the same thing. The more mature people I feel would say like, I get it. I still hate you for it, but I get it. I like that approach more than fuck you. You killed him. You're a piece of shit. I don't care what the hell you are. Like all of that, right? Because they gave us so much time with her. We kind of just got no. She was just a normal big ass woman who wanted to kill this singular person because she just wanted to I don't know have her father back, have some peace, be happy, and yeah, that's why I liked Owen a lot because every single time Owen was like offering her a different life, she would reject it, and he said that line is like, oh man, see, I'm watching Sorry for Your Loss, and this guy's going through like therapy, and that stuff is killing me. But yeah, he's like, you can choose to be happy. The other one was, what? Why are you so afraid of success? And like, he gave like all these negatives, and then she goes, at one point in your life, you're gonna have to do a very scary thing and accept that you can be happy. And I was like, oh. god. What is this show? Why is it messing with me? But I think it was too subtle in a way. I thought maybe it's a little bit fast for Abby to kind of not get over it because clearly she's been having problems sleeping. Um, but she found something else to focus on, and that's kind of what you do, right? If you can't fix something or like undo something because you regret it, you either you get it, either you fix your regret if you have the capability of it, or you just have to move on. And it was again, see, that's why it comes off as hopeful because like Abby got that, and I know people don't want that for Abby, but Abby did get the moving on, and it does seem like Ellie is following like a similar path. Like she doesn't kill Abby, but she still kind of found peace. Like she started thinking joy with Joel. And like yeah, it was a little bit bittersweet because obviously the events that follow and we don't really ever get that moment. But her last moment with Joel was sweet. It was kind of very similar to the ending of the first game, right? The last scene is very she's nervous, she's like unsteady. But she's getting me like a shot. She's like, I'll trust you. Right? And that's kind of what that last one was. She was like, and I love that Joel was still adamant about it. He was like, I would do it again. I know you hate me. I'd rather you hate me than be dead. And I was like, yeah, it's great. Oh man. I don't know. Okay. So at the core of this, I wonder if these other games, like I love video games. I really do. I've been playing them for so long. I wonder if the next game I play is gonna make me like be able to talk like this. Like maybe it's because this one's a lot like a film, and like if you know me at all, I can talk movies. I love stories and like writing. I love music. All these art delivery mediums. You know, I'm almost kind of like that's why I'm sad because I think Last of Us 2 is like quite epic. I didn't know it was gonna be that hated. I will say a lot of the other games I've been playing, like when I think about big games like Spider-Man, God of War, there is very little negative talk about them. And I would say they're still great, but they aren't like Last of Us. I will say Naughty Dog. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing or how they're doing it or why they're deciding to do it, but they're impactful. Like it gets me thinking. It gets me talking. Like again, like I don't know. Have I done this for like another game where I was like, I gotta talk about it. I gotta come back and talk about this thing. Um, see, I'm getting really lazy. I think I might just do this with my films. Maybe I don't have to do any visuals. I'll just find. I don't know. I don't know anymore, guys. You know what? I'm gonna get lazy about it. Let's just see how it goes next time. Once I finish this ginger snaps craft, I'm just gonna. Oh my god, I didn't rip my finger, did I? All right. Um, I'll just get to it. Maybe we'll see. Just so it's faster, because I'm just too lazy. I don't care about this video. Like I'm perfectly fine with just having this relaxing wallpaper go while I'm talking about the game, and I could just take the time to go do all my footage, video edit it. But yeah, I don't know. Like again, I don't think it's like perfect. Like the way and perfect's not always the best thing. I don't know why people need to think that. Perfect is like Pac-Man. Pac-Man is perfect, but it's not like the best thing ever. You know what I mean? So this game, it's impactful. It was for me at least. When it started doing the directions, like even the way it's presenting all its action and set pieces, it is still impactful in a weird way. It's like I don't think about things moving the way it does. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then also to me, Ellie did get her revenge. She just didn't kill her, right? I don't know. Like revenge isn't always like that. Like she didn't get her revenge the first time because she lost. She got her ass kicked. But this time we beat her. It wasn't like really a fair fight, but I mean now it was kind of a fair fight now. Like if you take away food from this other girl for I don't know months, maybe a week or so, like I don't know, she got really skinny. Then yeah, it makes it a fair fight between our weight classes. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's like odd. I think Ellie got her revenge. She just let her live. I don't. Is that weird to think it like that? Yeah, again, she was drowning her. It's not like she couldn't have done it. She was winning and drowning her. She just didn't. It's the same thing for Abby. Abby did get her revenge, but she wanted to kill for like extra pain, right? But she let. That's why when people get revenge, sometimes they go like, "I'm gonna let you live. That's my revenge." Why is revenge only solely focused on killing? Anyways, I don't know. Some people are like very I don't want to be mean, like limited. They want things to be organized a certain way, and it feels limiting to me. The same people who like don't like it when genres mix or when genres when it used to actually subvert your expectations. I don't know. I hate that phrasing. I really do. But when things actually do it, it never makes anyone happy. It makes them happy only when it's like, oh, it's still in the vein of something I can agree with. I don't know how to explain it. There's always like an acceptable amount of different and weird that you can do before people just like hate your crap. Um, I need to find some more positive people so I don't feel so alone in liking this game. I just was expecting to find like, oh, I love this game, yada yada, and like, yeah, I understand these things, but I really focused on this. But I did not find any of that for the while. I'm gonna get back to that. I've hit my hour. Yeah, those are my closing thoughts. I might have more commentary when I start Final Fantasy 7, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. I like that the game really it like got to me. It made me feel uncomfortable, made me sad, made me very very sad, guys. um, I don't know if I don't even know if I want to see a part three because again I think that ending's kind of perfect. Like she just walks away from what she's lost and like Ellie didn't die. I honestly think it would have been sadder if Ellie died in any fashion. Like even if she sacrificed herself to become the cure, I was like, nah, Ellie needs to appreciate what human life is, not like this larger than life scale. Because what's the point? Um, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. I do really like this game. I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna play it again, guys. Oh, but really quick, I thought this was really cool. Sorry, guys, my only movement in this game. Not options. Yeah, look at this. They got so much stuff in here. I don't know if I want to do all this, but it's kind of cool. I won't click on it because then I'll fall into a tangent and I'll never leave. And I'm so tired of talking, guys. Um, yeah, it stands out, guys. For better or worse, apparently for worse, it stands out. It's very, very violent, super fucking violent, super depressing. It's a lot of things that are Asian. When she couldn't play the guitar with the two fingers, I was like, that is such an Asian thing to do. I don't know if you guys seen some of these messed up Korean movies where I'm like, man, no one won at all. There was no victory to be had here. Um, yeah, or French movies. I don't know if you guys watch those as well. But yeah, I still think it ended hopeful. I still have hope for Ellie. I think she had that she forgave Joel and can move on. They ended on they actually ended on a positive note, as positive as it got to that point. You know, it was turning that horrible negative corner because I do feel bad for Joel. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go because I'm keep talking about this. I'm so tired. Hopefully, I find some positive things about this game. I'm kind of banking on some of these let's plays because they're spending a lot of time on it. I know it sucks if you bought this game at full price. You spent like apparently some people played 30 hours. Maybe I played 30 hours. I haven't really kept track. Um, and hated it. Oh man, I would feel bad for you. That was like my point. I was like, look, I'm spending all this time on this game. Like, be good at the least. Just be good. But I dug it. It was awesome. There's some stuff. See, I feel like I'm scared now. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's great. I think it's great. That's my final statement. I'm gonna ride balls. Ride balls. What the hell am I talking about? I'm gonna put it all. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say. I'm putting it all there. I dug the game. Didn't hate Abby like everyone else. A lot of people did, and I thought its message, though really odd, was kind of fitting for this world and those characters. Um, and it was very depressing. It was very exciting, very entertaining, very standout. That's it. Okay, I gotta go. Sorry. Bye bye. Ta ta. Next time, new game.